Today, I have 6 journaling prompts to help you think about the cringe. When I think about my past now, I cringe. When I think about how I treated people, I cringe. I cringe at my words, my actions, and how I took the people who cared about me for granted. I didn't write that last part. That is from an article on Medium by Tal Foster, which I will link down below. In the article, he talks about his early adulthood, and he talks about how he was not a very nice person. Looking back, he feels that cringy feeling like, oh, why did I do that? I feel so ashamed of my actions. And he goes to therapy, and the therapist tells him, well, if you are not cringing, you are not growing. If you don't feel cringy when you're looking back, then really, are you learning? Are you evolving as a person? If there's nothing that you feel ashamed of or embarrassed about or whatever. Let's do some journaling prompts and think about first of all, what is making us cringe and how we feel about it now and what we've learned from it and how we can go forward. Hi, my name is Alicia and this is my channel. This channel is for you if you like to journal in a very messy, minimalist way, and if you like to use journaling for mental health and growth and feelings and stuff. Go ahead and get your favorite pen, get your notebook, maybe get some coffee, get some wine, whatever you like, and sit down and we will do these journaling prompts together. So I'm going to give you the prompts one right after the other, and then after that I will probably make a stupid face because that's my favorite. That will be your signal to pause the video if you would like and give yourself some time to respond to the prompts. I would recommend anywhere between 2 to 5 or however many minutes you want to give yourself in order to write a response to the prompts. I'm not in your house, I don't know, but usually around 5 minutes is good. And then after we're done with our prompts, I'm going to set up my weekly spread in my bullet journal. So I hope you'll join me for that and we will get ourselves ready for a hopefully cringe-free week. Can we strive for that? Our first journaling prompt is quick. Think of the word cringe. When you think of that word, what is the first memory that comes to your mind? Prompt number 2. Just how cringy was that moment for you that you just wrote down? Was it like a 3 where you just can't go back to that grocery store again because you can't keep breaking jars of spaghetti sauce? Or was it just so freaking cringy? Was it just a 10 where you have to grow a mustache and buy a fake driver's license off the internet and then move to St. George, Utah? Okay. Prompt number 3. If your cringy moment was not a 10 on the cringiness scale, what would have made it worse? How could we have pushed it all the way up to a 10? Prompt number 4. What positive qualities did that cringy moment or cringy moments throughout your life? I have many. I am probably more cringe than non-cringe at this point. What positive qualities did that moment or those moments help you develop, even if it took a while to realize? 5. What role does humor play in your cringy moments? Can you laugh about any of them now? Number 6. What is one small step you can make today in order to embrace those cringy, embarrassing, mortifying moments as part of your growth? And number 7, which is our bonus prompt that I like to do every week. What do you want? I hope that from here on out, you start to be a little bit kinder to yourself when you feel those shivers down your spine when you think about those embarrassing moments or those cringy moments in your life, and just, maybe you just laugh and think of all the things that you have learned since that point. Yeah, I mean, me and my videos, there is just one cringe moment after another for me. And I look back at some of my earlier videos from a year or so ago, and it almost makes me physically ill to look at them now because it's just so much cringe. But see, I've evolved. I'm still learning. I still like my live stream last week. Things didn't go so well. First of all, I did not set the live stream video to public, so I don't think that anyone probably saw the video on their feeds until after I was finished. So there weren't any people chatting, so I was basically talking to myself. Also, yes, just sound issues. I have a new microphone now. You can't see it, but I have it here. But yes, I know I will always cringe at that video, and there are plenty of other videos that I'm just like, what was I doing? Ah! So, but it's okay. And that's how we learn, that's how we grow, and that's how we become better as humans. Yes. Anyway, you don't want to hear all that. Let's get on with our weekly spread so we can get ourselves started for the week. Get your bullet journal out if you are a bullet journaler. If not, I hope you are inspired to become one after watching this video. But before we do that, I hope you will subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more journaling content. I bring this to you every week. Hopefully the audio will be okay from here on out. And I appreciate all of your support, and it really helps me grow this channel. So go ahead and subscribe, and let's get started with our weekly spreads. One thing that has happened over the past couple of weeks that I did not share is that I got a new journal. So my last weekly spread video, which was, I believe, 2 weeks ago, I was just getting to the last few pages of my last journal. And so yes, I got a new journal. I started it up. And it's number 12. I didn't write the 12 very well. But yes, so here is the inside cover. It's very plain. I don't know. I just haven't really been in a mood to really decorate or do anything. I do like a colorful inner cover, so I'll probably do something eventually before I fill the journal up and move on to the next one. But right now, I just wasn't feeling it. So, but I did want to put something inspiring in the front cover. So I have, yes, I am smart, capable, resourceful, loved, all of that. Sometimes we forget that we are. So I wanted to always remind myself. And then in the back, I really didn't do a whole lot in the back either. So of course I have my contact information in case someone finds my journal. It's very important. And I would have probably written here with a thicker marker. Usually I use a permanent marker, but it bleeds through the pages, so I had already written my letter to myself. So at the end of every journal, I write a little cute, encouraging letter to my future self from the past, just saying like, hey, you made it, you completed this journal, I hope things are going well, blah, blah, blah. So I had already done that, and then I got to this, and I'm like, well, I don't want to write on it with a permanent marker and bleed through and mess up my letter. So that's why I didn't do that. So I decided to just write in quotes with my regular pen, and so it's going to look a little plain. Our quote of the week this week is, I learned that there's a certain character that can be built from embarrassing yourself endlessly. If you can sit happy with embarrassment, there's not much else that can really get to you. And that is by the actor Christian Bale. And also I wanted to share with you this quote from that I was going to show you last week about anger and arguing with people. I'm at the stage in my life where I keep myself out of arguments. Even if you tell me 1 + 1 = 5, you're right. Have fun. And that is supposedly by Keanu Reeves. However, various sources on the internet, and also I couldn't find a single video or article or anything, like a really official thing that mentions this quote. And also different people are saying that he didn't say this, but for the purposes of just having a person here, I'm going to say that Keanu Reeves said this. And then I wrote, I'm not sure if he actually said this. I don't know. But it's a good quote. I like it. And yeah, it's just about just letting things roll off your back. You don't always have to be right about everything, and you can just avoid arguing with people. It's not always that deep. And something else I wanted to show you in my new journal is my future log. Look at this. This makes me feel so organized. So I spent probably, I'd say, a good half hour, that's being conservative, on this, just trying to get everything right, get the spacing of everything. And I wrote it out in pencil first, and then I just went ahead and wrote over it again with my gel pen. But yes, I wrote in all of these little months. And so this is all the way up until February, and then anything that is, look at my nail. I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, look, speaking of embarrassment, this nail is making me feel a little cringy right now. And first, I hope you can see, let me stand up from my creaky chair and sit back down. See, these are all the things that you usually don't see. You don't see me struggling with my little creaky chair and trying to make sure that the camera is okay. So this is going to be, and then trying to remember what date we are on, because I don't know. All right, so the week of November 17th through the 23rd. And first, what I do is my intention of the week. And we're getting the week started off right. Okay, so for the intention of the week, I like to stay on theme. I like to think of, all right, so we have been talking about feeling the cringe, feeling embarrassment, and how we can overcome that not necessarily, overcome it, but then also recognize that it's a part of life, and recognize that if you're feeling the cringe now, then you have had some sort of learning between now and the past. So that's what we want to stick to. So first I write, I intend, and then of course I can't write that. I intend to celebrate the growth I've had and that I've witnessed in those around me over the weeks, months, and years. There can be no cringe without reflection, and no embarrassment without knowledge and awareness of what you really want. It's time to remember that it's okay to fail, but it's important to keep going until you get it right. Yeah. So that is my intention of the week, and this is something I try to read aloud in the mornings, but sometimes it is before bed. I like to, at least as long as I get it done for the day. And there's me in my chair, and I'm just gonna put a line here. All right. Now, this space is where I like to put my goal for the quarter, and now we're, a month and a half left in the quarter and in the year, and my goal is going to be just really silly for these next few weeks that we have left. About 6 weeks left in the year? Isn't that amazing? So it's going to be simply to, all right, how do I want to write this? Host 5 events. Look at that. And I'm going to put at least one of them has to be in person. There. So, yes, and the reason I wanted to do this is because I know that I'm just a hermit. So, yeah, I need to get out there, but I have a tendency to, like everyone says, in order to meet friends, you need to be on sites like Meetup, where you can join groups and you can do activities with strangers and and do that and meet people that way. But in my experience, I tend to RSVP for these events, and then the day of, something happens, and then I end up not going. So it's really hard for me, I think, especially when it's a group full of strangers and no one that I know is expecting me there. Have you had this happen, or do you feel this way as well? Like for meetups, it's like no one's really expecting me to be there, so it's very easy for me to say, oops, you know what, I'm going to cancel. So I figure if I host the event and people are showing up, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to host 5 events. 4 of them will be virtual because we're only in the last few weeks of the year. So I'm not expecting a lot of things and a lot of parties and things like that. But I hopefully make friends. But if not, that's okay. Just say hi to people. So that's what I'm doing. And I've been reading this book, and it is called The 2-Hour Cocktail Party by Nick Gray. Sorry, it's a library book, so it got cut off. This got cut off. I really like this book. I like the way that he says, okay, you're gonna have a party. It's gonna be only 2 hours. You're not gonna have some like raging wild all night party. It's gonna be probably midweek on a Tuesday or Wednesday. And he breaks it down. He says, this is how you need to word your invitations. This is when you need to send your invitations. So this so far has been like an introvert's perfect guide to throwing a party. So I want to do this, but this will probably be next year. And now I'm gonna come over here and we will make our habit tracker. And these are just things that I do every day to keep myself in line. So I'm just not just all over the place. This is going to be interesting when I go to actually make the X's, because I can see the lines are all over the place, but we're going to do our best. I know what each X means, even if no one else does, and no one else should know what it means because it's my journal and nobody needs to know what it says. So yes, anyway, all right, so now I'm going to put the days of the week up here. All right, so now I am in this bottom section. I'm going to make my to-do list, and then I make 3 check boxes for each day, and that way I just check each task off as I go, so you will see. And then I have a calendar stamp that I do. There we go, get some ink on there. Ah, beautiful. Next, I put okay, so this is the 17th through the 23rd. All right, so then I go ahead and put the following week, which is November 24th through the 30th. And then I do, I didn't leave myself enough room, so December. Oh my gosh, so then we'll be in next month, which is December. This is sad that I would have to do this, but I don't know the dates. So I'm going to put December 1st through the 7th. November. Yeah, I chose brown because we're in fall now. It's fall in Ohio. Everything's brown. Later on, what I will do is go ahead and just put a highlight for the week so I know what week we're on. And that is it. This is my weekly spread. I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I hope you have a wonderful week and start to think about and push aside the cringe. So yes. At this point, please like this video if you liked it. You survived the entire video. And I'm going to give you an upside down wave goodbye. Have a good week.